Alright, so I don't really need to take something like this because I already, you know, did a actual thing where I went to a place and I talked to someone, so, I got like the papers and everything that say that I am autistic, so I don't really need to take this, but I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to do this. So this is from the Embrace Autism website, I guess. I'll probably leave a link in the description if you want to do this yourself. But yeah, this is just a like test quiz thing. So yeah, why do I feel different from other people in ways I can't explain? Big mood. Big mood there. Why do certain social situations feel harder than they seem for others? Big mood there. Could this be autism? Um, but yeah, so basic information. Who's for adults 16 plus who suspect they're autistic or may be autistic, were missed earlier in life, or relate to autistic traits. So, I guess if you're 16 or older or whatever, then I guess this is for you. I'm, in my 20s, so, whatever. But yeah, I guess if you're any of these, then whatever there. It says 10 to 30 minutes, and I guess there's 80 questions or whatever. Purpose to identify patterns in four areas related to autism traits in adults. So, yeah. Notes on answering the questions. A few things to keep in mind. Research suggests this may be more accurate than using two response items rather than four. Or when using two response. So if the options feel confusing, try this. Generally true applies to overall. Generally not true doesn't. Focus on your typical experience, not perfect recall. This test was not designed by autistics, so part of it may feel mismatched to how you process questions. Some questions are worded broadly or vaguely. Choose what feels most typical. You may notice yourself thinking very literally. Please answer based on how you understand the question. Answer based on your internal experience, not how you appear. Some questions reflect outdated assumptions and may not fit every autistic experience. Self-report tools weren't originally designed for independent use, but research shows they can still be helpful for adults exploring their own patterns. So yeah, here we can start in this. Please read each statement below and choose answers that best fit your experience during social interactions. I am a sympathetic person, so sympathetic is when you feel bad for others when things happen. So, like, bad things happen, then you feel sorry for someone, and you can feel like, you can kind of, sometimes you can relate to the bad thing that happened, and then you just end up feeling bad. So, yeah, this is true now and when I was young, so that one's pretty easy. I often use words and phrases from movies and televisions in conversations. Yes, true now and when I was a kid. Like, that, yeah, I sometimes repeat stuff from like movies or shows or um, games, memes and stuff, videos that I watch. I'll sometimes repeat phrases and I'll sometimes use that as an answer for people if they like ask something or say something. I'll respond with that. So, yeah, I am often surprised when others tell me I have been rude. Yeah, true now and when I was young. Like I'm just responding. Like I feel like I like I'm truthful, but I try to be truthful in a more respectful way. I try to not sound rude. So it's like when someone says, "Oh, you're being rude, you're being mean, you're whatever." It's like, why the fuck are you telling me I'm rude? Especially when they say something and then I basically kind of give them their energy back. And then they're like, oh, why are you being so rude? And it's like, I'm just giving you your energy back. So, like, why the fuck are you surprised that I'm responding this way? It's fucking weird. Sometimes I talk too loudly or too softly and I'm not aware of it. True now, and when I was young, and it's really fucking annoying. It's like, do you want me to be loud or quiet? Like, fucking pick one. And then they're like, oh, we need you to be in the middle. It's like, well, what's in the middle? Where's middle point? Because I feel like I'm still somewhat in the middle, even if I'm quote unquote too loud or too soft or whatever. Like, I feel like I'm kind of in the middle still. And then you're saying I'm too quiet or too loud. Like, I'm literally just talking normally. And then it's just like, bitch, what? What are you talking about? Um, I often don't know how to act in social situations. Yeah, true now. And when I was a kid, like sometimes it's just like, what am I supposed to do now? And what am I supposed to say sometimes when it comes to certain things? I can put myself in other people's shoes. Um, I mean, I try to. I try to put myself in other people's shoes. And I feel like even as a kid, I tried to, like, think about, like, you know, how is it for them? And also, if I had a similar experience, I'm kind of just like, oh yeah, I can relate to this because I've had a similar experience, or even if I don't have a similar experience, I'm just like, this must be really horrible. Like, if I was in this situation, like, I would probably hate this, or I would probably love this, or whatever. So, yeah, I try to think about that sort of stuff, even when I was a kid. I tried to do that. So, I have a hard time figuring out what some phrases mean, like you are at the apple of my eye. I mean, I guess sometimes, and then I like sometimes have to look it up. So, I guess, yeah, when I was a kid too. And then I'm just like, okay, now I know what this means if I look it up. I only like to talk to people who share my special interests. Nah, even when I was a kid, I'd still talk to people who aren't really like me. Like, sometimes I try to talk to people who have a completely different opinion than me because I want to see why they have that opinion and why they're in this sort of whatever. And then they never actually, like, I never actually, like, end up understanding what they're talking about or what their reasoning is because they just want to be shitty to me. And it's like, I'm trying to understand you. Why are you being shitty to me? So, yeah, I do try to talk to other people who don't really share interests or don't really agree with me. And it's kind of hard because they never actually want to talk to me. They just want to fight. And it's like, well, what's the point of doing this? Like, you don't actually want to give me reasons. You just want to insult me and be like, well, this is this. And it's like, well, what about multiple other things that say the opposite? Like, you're completely ignoring those other things. So I just, it's kind of a waste of my time sometimes. I did kind of lose interest in talking to other people. So, I don't know. As I get older, I kind of lose the interest in talking to other people. But yeah, anyways, I focus on details rather than the whole overall idea. I mean, usually I do like to look at details, but I usually look at the whole thing first and then I kind of zoom in sometimes. Like, you know, I guess, like certain things. I have looked at like a picture of something and then like I look at the whole thing and it's like, oh, cool. And then like I zoom in and I'm like, oh, there's that detail or whatever. Or I don't know. I try to look at different situations and it's like, okay, there's all of these things. And then I kind of zoom in on a certain part and it's like, well, I could do this, but then I could also do this over here. So I don't know. I do try to look at like different things when it comes to actual pictures and ideas and all these different things. I don't think I really focus on just tiny details and that's it, you know? I always notice how food feels in my mouth. This is more important to me than how it tastes. I mean, I guess. Well, yeah, 'cause like I don't do things that are like super slimy or like if it's yogurt and there's fruit chunks in there, I don't want to eat that. You know, I don't want to eat slimy fruit chunks. And I've always been like that. So I think texture of food is pretty important. But like I think with yogurt, there's just like so many different versions that you don't have to eat the ones that have fruit chunks in them, you know? I guess if there was no other option, then I might just go with it anyways, but because there's so many different options, I can just go without eating yogurt with fruit chunks, you know? So I don't know. Like usually I'm just like, ew, if it's feels gross and I don't want it. And then yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on some stuff, but I'm just gonna go with true now and when I was a kid. I miss my best friends or family when we are apart for a long time. Yes, of course. I do miss certain people that I haven't seen in a long time. Sometimes, yeah, and I also, it's like when I was a kid too, I would like be really sad if I haven't seen this or that person in a while. So, sometimes I offend others by saying what I'm thinking, even if I don't mean to. Yep, now and when I was young, it's like, you know, I try to be honest, but also in a respectful way. And then people are like, oh, why'd you say that for? Like, they're like, oh, you're so mean, you're so rude, or whatever. And it's like, bruv. Or it's like, I don't even think I say anything mean sometimes. Like, some stuff, sure, I've said that was a little, like, maybe a little iffy, like, maybe I shouldn't have said it, but like, most of the time, I don't think I actually say anything that's like really offensive or anything. So it's just like, why the fuck are you getting mad? Like, some people get mad when I swear, and it's like, that's the dumbest thing you could get offended by me saying. Like, there's some people that get offended by me saying, fuck. And it's just like, bitch, what? Like, saying fuck isn't even really that bad. Like, I don't throw F bombs when I'm around kids, or at least I try not to. But, you know, like, who cares if it's mostly just all adults that just hear it, you know? I don't know. I only like to think and talk about a few things that interest me. Nah, like like at some point it kind of just gets a little boring. It's like if you eat the same thing every day. Like sure, I like this food and sometimes I can eat the same thing every day for maybe a few days in a row or a week. You know, I could eat the same thing every day for like maybe a week or something, but you know, after a while, sometimes it gets a little boring. So I don't think I can just only think about a few things that interest me like all the fucking time or anything. Or like even most of the time, it's like I don't think I can just sit there and think about a few things that interest me. Like even if it's interesting, like no, I have to also think about other things. So yeah, I'd rather go out to eat in a restaurant by myself than with someone I know. I mean, I do like eating by myself, but I don't want to stay at a restaurant by myself. So, no. Like, I'd rather have at least someone I know that's with me. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to just sit in a restaurant by myself. um, I cannot imagine what it would be like to be someone else. Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, I guess this would be the opposite of putting myself in someone else's shoes. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I feel like putting yourself in someone else's shoes is a little different than just be like, oh, I'm a completely different person. Like, at least with putting yourself in someone else's shoes, you can kind of think about how you would be in their shoes and, like, could I act the same way if I was in their position? Or, like, hey, they probably acted this way or did this thing or said this thing because of XYZ thing. But thinking of myself as a completely different person, I have said before, I think maybe I said this in a video before, I don't remember, but I've said this in real life before where if I wasn't autistic, I feel like I wouldn't be the same person, and that just sounds horrible. And like, I don't know, like, I do find being autistic hard, but I feel like I just wouldn't. I would be a lesser version of myself if I wasn't autistic, and that just sounds not great to me, so I can't really be someone else, you know? Like, that just sounds bad. I've been told that I'm clumsy or uncoordinated. Never. Like, I know other people who are clumsy or uncoordinated, but I think because I've played video games for so much of my life that I think it's a little hard for me to be uncoordinated or. Like, I mean, sure, I've knocked over some stuff before, but like, everyone's knocked over something before. So, you know, I'm not like always super clumsy or knocking things over, so no. Others consider me odd or different. Yes, all the time. True now and when I was a kid. Everyone's always saying how weird I am or how I sound weird. I talk weird. I act weird. They're all like, also, it's just like there has been a study of people where they are put off by autistic people without even knowing they're autistic. They just get this vibe of from autistic people and then they end up not liking them right away. So, when I've said before where it's like, oh, everyone ends up hating me or leaving me or whatever, and then people are like, oh, well, that's must be like your fault. Like, you're the reason why everyone doesn't like you. It's like, yeah, because I'm autistic, and people have a bias against autistic people because they just automatically see us as weird and different, and it's so fucking annoying because these people just they never actually want to take the time to know me or understand me. They just get this uncanny valley thing from me, and then they're like, nope, leave, get away from this person. And that's also just like, why should I try making friends? They're all gonna fucking hate me anyways, so what's the fucking point in trying? So, I understand when friends need to be comforted. Yes, even when I was a kid, like, they seem sad or. I mean, there was one time where I kind of thought someone was sad, but maybe I think they were kind of like, oh no, but I think they probably were, and then they didn't want to say anything, but, you know, usually I know when someone needs to be comforted, so. I'm very sensitive to the way my clothes feel when I touch them. How they feel is important to me than how they look. I mean, I do like having clothes that I like. Like, I like how they look, but I think how they feel is kind of like the number one thing, because, I don't want to have like a scratchy shirt or, Like I have had it where I liked a shirt, but then I don't want, like I can't wear shirts that are specifically like made for women, even though, clothes shouldn't have a gender, so, that whole thing is kind of stupid. But like a lot of the times, I'm just like, I'm not gonna wear a quote unquote women's shirt because the sleeves are always too small for me and they always want to like cling on to me, and I'm just like, don't touch me, stop. Like, I need my shirts to be kind of loose, so yeah, sure, there's been shirts that I like how they look, but then it ends up being some weird material or ends up being too small or whatever. So it's like, yeah, for how clothes feel and how they sit on me, it's like I'd rather have a shirt that's more loose. So yeah, I guess the how they feel and how they sit is more important than how they look. I like to copy the way certain people speak and act. It helps me appear more normal. I have, even as a kid and as an adult, I've kind of like adopted certain things from like characters on movies and shows, especially with like a lot of characters in from movies and shows that I like, and like a lot of other people like that character, and I end up trying to kind of whatever like that. But it's not just like, oh, I want to appear more important, no, more normal, because being normal is fucking stupid, So, but I still end up being like, oh, this person says this a lot, or they do this a lot, and sometimes I'll kind of like copy that a little bit. So, yeah, it's true now, and when I was a kid. But it can be very intimidating for me to talk to more than one person at the same time. Not really. Like, I mean, when I'm first meeting people, I'm usually kind of quiet, but like once I kind of like know them more, then it's like easier to talk to them. And like being around a group of people isn't like it's not that hard for me to talk to multiple people at a time. So, you know, not really. I have to act normal to please other people to make them like me. Yeah, that's how people always want me to act more normal, and I'm just like, I don't want to though. And I guess this thing said that I should be going off of my own whatever, and I guess this is still kind of my own whatever because it's like still my own experience that I've had to whatever with. And like, even as a kid and as an adult still, people are like, oh, you're too weird, you're too whatever. And it's like, I don't want to have to be a fake version of myself just to make you happy and just to make you like me. Because you're not going to like me anyways, so why the fuck should I even waste my energy? Like, it's fucking stupid. So, meeting new people is usually easy for me. Not really. No, the internet does help because I'm behind a screen and I don't have to whatever as much, but in real life, I'm kind of just like, do I want to be here? Do I really want to be here? Um, I get highly confused when someone interrupts me and I'm talking about something I'm very interested in. I mean, I don't know about confused, but I'm kind of just like, maybe a little bit confused. But not really like highly confused. More like I'm kind of just like, for a second I'm kind of like, what the hell? But then after a while I'm just like, okay, they don't care, so whatever. So I'm just gonna say no, I guess, because like, I'm used to getting talked over or interrupted, so it's nothing new really. So whatever. It's difficult for me to understand how people are feeling when we are talking. I don't think so. Maybe over the internet, but I feel like over the internet, that's just how it is a lot of the time, even for neurotypical people. Um, so a lot of people get confused of or like they don't understand how I'm feeling over the thing because they think I get mad or whatever when I'm really just laughing at them because they're being so stupid. But that's just how the internet is. Um, but like, yeah, in real life, I don't think it's really that hard. Really, I don't know. Um, I like having a conversation with several people, for instance, around the dinner table at school or at work. I mean, not really. Like, at the dinner table, it's like I'm trying to eat food, so I don't really want to talk to people. At school, it's like when I was a kid, I don't know. I like even when I don't know, I feel like talking to several people. I mean, I guess just like at like I can have a conversation with several people normally, but I feel like at the dinner table or whatever, it's like not no, not done. I can do it when we're not eating and when we're not whatever, but I don't know. I take things too literally. I often miss what people are trying to say. I guess so, because a lot of people are like, oh, you're missing the point. And it's like, well, explain it then. And then they never explain it. And it's like, I guess I'll never understand what you're saying because you don't care to explain it. It's very difficult for me to understand when someone is embarrassed or jealous. I mean, I guess when someone is embarrassed, I mean, I can never understand why someone would be jealous of certain things, because sometimes people are jealous for the most stupidest fucking things ever. But like when someone is embarrassed or jealous, when someone is embarrassed or jealous, I don't think I'm. I don't think it's difficult to understand when someone's jealous or embarrassed, but maybe why. Like why someone is embarrassed, that might be more understandable, but why someone is jealous of something so stupid, then that's kind of whatever. Some ordinary textures that do not bother others feel offensive when they touch my skin. Um, I guess, yeah, when I was a kid and now, like, some people can just whatever, and then I'm just like, no, I, no. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. Extremely upset. I mean, I guess sometimes where it's like I expect something to be one way, and then suddenly it's just like, nope, not doing that. It's like, why? Why is it like over time I can get used to it, but when it's suddenly changed, I'm just like, wait, what? Why? Why? Just why? Like if I can see it coming from like however far ahead, then it's just like, okay. But if I'm not warned about it and it just suddenly happens, then it's just like, oh, okay. Like if I'm expecting it or like it's a, it's a planned thing, then like, okay. But like when it just suddenly changes, then it's like, oh, I fucking hate this. Why? Like, I get all this energy and all this emotional whatever of like getting ready for this thing, and then suddenly it changes, and it's like, oh, well, I kind of prepared myself for this thing, and now it's not fucking happening. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? So it's like, yeah. I never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship. Yeah. Like, I can think about whatever shit, but then, like, actually having it or actually wanting it, like, I don't really care. Like, I don't know. I never really see myself, like, planning a wedding or getting married or anything. Like, that's just, I don't care. I've never been interested in sexual shit either. Like, I don't care. It's not really something I feel like I need. So it's like, I don't really know. Like, even the thought of like kissing and whatever, it's just like, not really. Don't really care. Like, having friends, cool, but like, dating someone, getting married to them, I don't know about that. Don't really care that much. It is difficult for me to start and stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I'm finished. Starting a conversation, I guess it depends. And stopping a conversation, yeah, it's kind of like I need to finish this and I need to, like, if someone interrupts me and they start talking about something else, and then it's like, I, I wanted to add my point and now you just changed subject. What am I supposed to do now? So, yeah, I speak in a normal rhythm. Well, what is normal rhythm? What? Okay, I think I can speak in kind of a normal whatever, but then people are always telling me, "Oh, you're too whatever." Like, people have literally asked if I was a robot or AI before because they whatever, but like, I think I don't talk like a fucking robot. Like, maybe kind of monotone-ish, but like not. Like, I don't know. Like, when I hear myself talking in my head, it's not like that. But then when I hear myself talking in a video, then I guess it's a little different. But I don't think I speak that monotone. Like, maybe a bit because, I'm autistic and a lot of autistic people do. But, like, I don't think it's like that much. So, I don't know. The same sound, color, textures can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. Very sensitive to very dull. I mean, yeah, I guess, like, it can, like, I don't know, like, if I hear the same sound for too much or too long, it's just like, okay, this is fucking boring. Like, sometimes if I feel like anyone has that where if they listen to a song too much, then they get sick of it or bored of it after a while, and then they have to not listen to it for a while before they listen to it again. So, like, I don't know. Does everyone not have that? Is that not the same for everyone? Where the same sound, color, texture can kind of be like, oh, I like this, and then oh, it's kind of boring now. Like, does everyone not have that? I don't know. The phrase "I've got you under my skin" makes me uncomfortable. No, I literally listen to a song, like it's one of my favorite songs that has this phrase in it, and it says it in the song, they say it multiple times, so it's not like literally under your skin. The meaning "I've got you under my skin" isn't literally under your skin. It's, I mean, I don't know. I guess if you were going to take it as a literal sense, then it would make me uncomfortable. But it's not a literal phrase. It's not a literal. It doesn't have a literal meaning. So no. Sometimes the sound of a word or a high-pitched noise can be painful to my ears. Yes. Like, car brakes squeaking can be really annoying, or a baby screeching can be horrible. If a dog is whining or crying, that can be so fucking horrible. Like, I cannot stand dog crying or whining. I cannot stand baby crying or crying. Even like kids, like, sometimes kids will scream bloody murder because they're like playing something and they get like scared or whatever, and I'm just like, oh God, stop. I can't, like, I mean, it's like sometimes kids can be a little dramatic and they can like scream super high, like they can just make this super loud scream sound, and I'm just like, oh my God, shut up. Or if like in a store a kid is crying or screaming, and I'm just like, oh my God, like I get like sometimes kids have to like they don't know any other way to communicate, but I'm still just like, oh my gosh, shush, stop it. But yeah, like I cannot deal with certain sounds. Um, I'm an understanding type of person. I try to understand people. Like I'm always trying to understand what other people are saying and going through, and like I always try to understand other perspectives and how people are feeling and all that. So, I try. Sometimes people don't always explain it very well, but I try. So, you know, I do not connect with characters in movies and cannot feel that. No, I always like I've literally cried over fictional characters because I'm like, yeah, I care about them or I connect with them or they feel sad and then I feel sad. So I cannot tell when someone is flirting with me. Yes. I've had a couple experiences with that and I'm just like, what? And then someone's like, oh, they were flirting with you. And I'm just like, when? When? When were they, like, hello? They were literally saying the same things to this other person. Were they flirting with them too? I don't think so. Like, that wouldn't make sense if they were also flirting with that other person. So, like, why the fuck were they flirting with me but not them? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, I don't know. It's fucking weird. I can see in my mind the exact detail of things I'm interested in. Yes. I don't know how people, like, I know of some people who don't really see anything when they try to imagine things, or they see, like, a very basic version of said thing that they're trying to think of. But, like, when I try to think of something, I can see it in pretty good detail, so I'd say that was true when I was a kid and now. I keep lists of things that interest me, even when they have no practical use. For example, sports, statistics, train schedules, calendar dates, historical facts and dates. Yeah, like I like have a few lists of like scary movies or movies that have XYZ thing in them, and so I'll have like a list or two of stuff like that. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. Yes. Like when I'm like if I start crying, I have to go hide. Like I don't like when people see me cry. And then, I just have to like hide for a while until that's over. And yeah, I hate crying in front of people, so I usually hide. Or if there's like too much shit going on, and I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna go over here and kind of hide for a little bit just to chill. So yeah, I say I like to talk things over with my friends. Yeah, I don't like to just like I want to talk to people about things, but then they don't always seem open to talking about things, so it's like kind of hard to sometimes. Like I want to and I'd like to, but then sometimes it's kind of hard to because the other person's just like not that kind of person, so I'm just like, okay, I guess I won't. I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I'm saying. I don't think so. Anyways, like I feel like people are usually kind of interested in what I'm saying, or like I don't know. I guess I'll go to the next one here. It can be very hard to read someone's face hand and body movements when they're talking. I don't know. I mean, I'm usually not looking at people's faces because I don't like looking at people's, like, I don't like looking people in the eye, and I don't really like looking even just at someone's general face. Like, I'm kind of like, do I, like, kind of look at their face, but like sometimes not really. I don't know. But like hand and body movements, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think I really ever have that much of a hard time telling what, I guess, whatever. The same thing, like clothes or temperatures can feel very different to me at different times. Um, doesn't everyone have it where it sometimes feels a little different at certain times? I don't know. I mean, like, what does this even? Clothes or temperatures can feel very different to me at different times. I guess so. I feel very comfortable with dating or being in social situations with others. I I don't really care about dating and then social situations. I guess it kind of depends. But I'm just gonna say no. I try to be as helpful as I can when other people tell me their personal problems. Yes, I try to think of stuff to possibly help them. And I always try to, even just with this channel, I try to make how to videos for different games and stuff. So, that might not necessarily be a personal problem, but I still try to help people when they need help. And then, or like someone says something, and then I'm just like, I don't know, try this or something. So I have been told that I have an unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high pitched. Yes, all the fucking time, ever since I was a kid. People have always complained about how my voice sounds, and I want to die because of it. And even to this day, people are just always fucking constantly like, people will not fucking shut up about how they hate my voice or how weird I sound or, oh, you sound to this, you sound to that. And it's just like, oh my god, shut up. I've heard it a billion times before. I've heard it 500 different ways. Leave me the fuck alone already. God, I fucking hate it. Sometimes a thought or subject gets stuck in my mind and I have to talk about it even though no one is interested. Yes, I've had it where, like, I've had to make certain video topics or certain videos about a certain topic. Like, I will keep thinking about it until I have to, like, I literally have to talk about it and before it'll just leave. Like, I've had a couple of videos like that where it's just like, I'm just gonna talk about this in a video, even if, like, probably no one's gonna watch it, but I'm gonna make this video anyways because I can't stop thinking about it. And then once I make the video, then I've been able to move on with my life. So, yes, true now and when I was younger. I do certain things with my hands over and over again, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving things by my eyes. Yes, like I've done the hand flapping thing a few times here and there. I'll mess with, like, if I have a ring on or a necklace or something, I will mess with that a lot. So yes, even when I was younger, like I would always be messing with whatever jewelry I'm wearing or whatever thing I'm holding. So yes, all the time. Never been interested in what most people I know consider interesting. I mean, I guess kind of like if a lot of people are interested, a lot of people I know have been like interested in like sports or whatever other thing, cars, whatever, and it's kind of like I just don't really care that much. Like, sure, a sport can be kind of interesting, but like I'm not really interested like other people are. Like, I guess, with sports, for example, like a lot of people I know are interested in this or that sport, but then I just don't really care. But when it comes to certain things, like maybe like I don't know, figure skating, then it can be kind of cool to watch someone do figure skating, but other sports I kind of don't really care about. But like other people I've known have cared a lot about sports, but I'm just like I just don't care. Or someone would be like, "Oh yeah, I really like cars," but then like sure I can sometimes look at a car and be kind of like, "Okay, that one's cool," but like a lot of other stuff that has to do with cars, I'm just like, I just don't really care, you know? I'm considered a compassionate type of person, yes, now and when I was younger. Like, I'm always trying to be there for other people, and yeah, so I don't know if I really need to keep going into that, but yeah. I get along with other people by following a specific rules that help me look normal. I fucking hate most rules. Like, obviously, there's some rules, like, you know, don't hit people and don't, like, kill people and stuff. Like, don't abuse people. Like, those are important rules, and they actually have, real life things, real life reasons of why you shouldn't do them. Like, hitting people or killing people and stuff like that hurts people. That's shitty, Like, you don't want to be hurting people, right? So don't be like hitting people or killing people. But other rules that people put out, it's kind of just like, why? Like, sure, it might make me look more quote unquote normal, but normal is bullshit, and a lot of these rules just make no fucking sense. So it's like, why should I do it? Like, it's fucking stupid, you know? So it's just, no. Very difficult for me to work and function in groups. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't usually work in groups with people, so I I'm gonna say never true because I don't know. I don't really have that sort of thing where I have to end up working with people that much. Like even in school, like when did I can kind of think of a couple things where I had to kind of be in a thing with another person in school, but like I don't think it was very hard to do said things with the other person, so no. When I'm talking to someone, it's hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused. I mean, I guess, yeah, like when I was saying before. I mean, confused, not really, but kind of like maybe a little bit, well, very upset and very confused. I mean, I don't know about that. I can be a little like, you know, I don't know, disappointed, I guess, but not really like, I don't know. Like, if I wanted to say something, then I'll kind of be like, shit, but like, I don't know. Also, like, hard to change the subject. Not really, because I've had it where I've, gone back and forth with someone and like we go from one thing to another thing and then it kind of evolves to another thing, so it's like, not really. It's not that hard, I guess. It's not that upsetting. Sometimes I have to cover my ears to block out painful noises like vacuum cleaners or people talking too much or too loudly. I mean, I think with I don't know, the vacuum, I'm, yeah, it's annoying, but it's only on for so long, so I don't know, but like other people, I mean, I guess, yeah. I can chat and make small talk with people. I don't like small talk with people. It's a little, like, weird. Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. For instance, when I hurt myself or burn my hand on the stove. I mean, yeah, sometimes some things, uh, like if I sometimes I hit my hand on the table, or sometimes like I'll get scratched by a cat and then I won't realize that I've been scratched until like however long later, and I'm just like, when did this happen? Like when did I get this bruise, or when did I get this scratch? Like where did that happen? So yeah, sometimes that happens. But doesn't everyone kind of have that? Is that not a normal thing? When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it's my turn to talk or listen. Yes, like people will be talking about something and I'll want to say something and I never know when to say it, and then they move on to something else and I'm like, shit, I wanted to say this, but now they moved on to a different thing, so what the fuck am I supposed to say now? I'm considered a loner by those who know me best. Yeah. I mean, sometimes when I was younger, I'd kind of be talkative to people, but like only sometimes. But like, yeah, with those who know me best, they would probably consider me a loner even when I was a kid. So I usually speak in a normal tone. I think I speak in a normal tone, but most people apparently think I don't. So I don't know. I think I do, but everyone else thinks I talk weird. So apparently not, I guess, somehow. Even though it's like every tone is technically normal, because if it wasn't normal, it wouldn't exist, it wouldn't happen. So, like, bruv. I like things that to be exactly the same day after day. Even small changes in my routine upset me. Not really. Like, when when it's the same thing day after day, it can get pretty boring. Like, sure, I want certain things to be like planned, but like I don't want everything to be the same every fucking day. So, no. How to make friends and socialize to me is socialize is a mystery to me. Yes. Like sometimes it's like I'll make a friend and it's just like how the fuck did I even make this friend? Like maybe however long later after we start hanging out, it's like how the fuck did I become friends with this person? Like, and like obviously not in a bad way where it's just like how the fuck are me and them friends? Like, there's kind of an obvious reason why me and them are friends, but it's like how did I even like meet them and start talking to them to get to this point to us being friends? Like what happened between then and now? Like what? Like I don't even know what happens half the time, I guess. It calms me to spin around or rock in a chair when I'm feeling stressed. I mean, I guess like I just do it anyways regardless if I'm stressed or not. Like I have to have a spinny chair. Like having a normal chair that doesn't spin, having like a chair that would be, four legs on the ground, whatever like a dining room chair should be. Like I can't do that. Like having a desk chair that's like the one leg with the multiple feet on it, like and it rolls back and forth or from different sides. Like I need that chair that I'm like if I'm gonna sit in a chair most of the time, or like, the chair that I sit in the most, I need it to be spinny and I need to be able to like push it back and it rolls. Like I can't have a stationary chair. I need it to be able to like move around. So yes, I need a spinny chair. If I can't, then like, fuck, I can't do it. I need to do it. I need to have it be like a fidget thing, kind of, sort of thing. So, the phrase "he wears his heart on his sleeve" does not make sense to me. Nah, I always kind of knew what that meant, so, you know, not true. That it won't make sense to me. So, if I'm in a place where there are many smells, textures, to feel noises, and bright lights, I feel anxious or frightened. I don't know about anxious or frightened. Like, I mean, bright lights might just make me a little annoyed, but not like anxious or frightened, or like too many noise. It's like, it's not like I'm anxious or frightened. Like, maybe if there's like a sudden loud sound or whatever, then I might be like, what the fuck? But like, not. I'm not really like anxious or frightened by that stuff. So I don't know. I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else. No. Like, if you say one thing, it should mean that one thing, right? Like, I don't. Like, why would you say one thing but then mean something else? Like, that would be fucking stupid. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, I will never understand when someone would say one thing but then mean something completely else. Like, completely different. Like, that just makes no sense. Doesn't. Like, what? Like, it's just kind of confusing to say one thing but then mean something completely different. It's so stupid. I like to be myself as much as I can. Yes, even when I was a kid, I want to be myself. And if someone tries to make me something that I'm not, or like they tell me that I shouldn't be myself, then like, fuck you. Middle finger to you, because you are a piece of shit for trying to make me not myself. Like, me being myself, it doesn't hurt anyone. Like, it's not like I'm hurting anyone by being myself. Like, sure, if someone being themselves or someone doing whatever, like, if it hurts someone, then sure, that should stop. But, like, me being myself literally hurts no one. So, like, why the fuck should I not be myself? Like, bro. Like, all of the insecurities that I've had have been from other people. Like, with my voice. I don't think I would hate my voice so much if other people didn't constantly put shit on me for it. All the fucking time. Like, how I talk is how I talk. Like, why the fuck should I change it just because you're a piece of shit? Maybe you should stop being a piece of shit. Like, my voice isn't hurting anyone. Why the fuck? Like, you being a piece of shit is hurting people, so why the fuck should I change just for you? I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on flame cards. And I pick out ones I need by looking through the stack and finding the right one or another unique way. I mean, I guess, kind of, yeah. Like, sometimes I'll forget something, but I think, everyone kind of forgets stuff. But yeah, I try to, like, keep stuff, like, in a row of whatever and try to, like, have it ready when I need it sometimes. So, I guess, yeah. Even when I was a kid, I would try to keep whatever stuff in memory for when I need it. But doesn't everyone do that? Doesn't everyone try to keep their thoughts and memories and stuff in, I don't know. Same sound sometimes seems very loud or very soft, even though I know it was not changed. Hmm. I don't think so. The same sound sometimes seems very loud or very soft, even though I know it hasn't changed. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had that. I can't think of a time where that really ever happened, so I don't think so. I enjoy spending time eating and talking with my family and friends. Not I mean, when it comes to if I'm eating a meal, I usually want to do that by myself and maybe watch a video or watch a movie or show or something. But if I'm just eating a small snack or something, then it's sure, I'll sit and talk to someone if I'm just eating a snack. But if I'm eating an actual meal, I guess this is spending time and eating and talking. So I guess that sounds kind of like you're having lunch or dinner and you're talking with family and friends. Like I usually want to just eat by myself if I'm eating a whole thing. You can't really talk and eat at the same time, really. So I don't know. A snack would be easier to be able to talk to people. So I don't really like eating in front of people. It's kind of weird. It's a little weird. I can't tolerate things I dislike. Some smells, textures, sounds, and colors. I guess yeah, certain smells. I can't I can't do certain smells. Textures, yeah, it's I touch something and it feels horrible and I'm just keep it away from me. Sounds, yeah, I can't do certain sounds. I already kind of talked about this with dogs whining or crying or babies whining and crying. I can't fucking do it. Like, keep me away from screaming babies. I can't fucking deal with it. Whining, crying dogs, get me away from it. Colors, I mean, colors isn't so horrible. Things like, I don't know. I mean, it depends, because if it's all one color, if it's all everything's white or everything's beige, like that's so boring and I don't really want to be there if everything's but when do I really go into a place where everything's white or everything's beige? I don't really end up in a room that's like that very often or at all really, so I don't know about the colors part, but everything else, sure. I don't like being held or hugged. I mean, it depends on the person. If it's someone I don't know, then, yeah, I don't like it. But if it's someone I know, then, I usually love giving people hugs if I, know them and stuff, and they're, my friends or family. Like, I feel like that's one of, if you know what a love language is, it's, if you love giving people gifts or saying nice things to people, doing things for people and then, or making food. Some people love making food for people, and that's their way of telling people they love them is that they give hugs or they tell them nice things about them or they make food for them. Giving hugs is kind of my thing to tell people that I love them. So, I love giving people hugs, but it really depends on if I know them or not. I'm not just gonna give a random person a hug. If I don't know them, I don't know them. But um I guess I'll say never true because I don't dislike being hugged or held when it comes to people I know. So I'm just gonna say not true. Because obviously, if it's someone you don't know, then, you're not gonna just go around being hugged and held by people you don't know, because that's fucking weird. So, um, when I go somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route, or I can get very confused and upset. Uh, I don't think so, no. Usually I try to go with a familiar route, but sometimes it's what if I try this way? Sometimes exploring can be good. So, difficult to figure out what other people expect of me. Uh, yeah. Like sometimes it's like, you know, people say one thing is bad, but then people also say another thing is bad, and it's just like, well, what the fuck do you want from me there? Like, yeah, sometimes people say and do things that are confusing, and it's just like, what the fuck do you want from me then? Like, what am I supposed to do? It's like, again, like to bring up people, criticizing me for how my voice sounds. And it's like, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? It's not like I can just magically change how my voice sounds. Like, this is just how I sound. It's not like I can just magically change it. Like, I would love to go on testosterone, but, that costs money and it can, well, I guess it depends on if maybe insurance can take it, but like, not all of that will take it, and also if it's not medically necessary, they will probably not take it. I mean, it just, like, people always talk about different stuff. I guess it just depends on many different things. So, if I was able to go on testosterone, then my voice could drop and change and whatever, and that would be great. But I don't know when the fuck that's gonna happen. So, yeah, it's not like I can just wave a wand and my voice is magically fucking different. Or I can wish upon a shooting star and then my voice is magically different. Like, bruv, what the fuck do you want me to do? It's not like I can just fucking change it. I like to have close friends. Yes. Like, I do like having friends. But it's just kind of hard to make friends and keep friends because certain shit happens. Like, sometimes people move to different places or just shit happens, and then you don't really have those friends around really anymore. So, you know, I like to have friends, and especially close friends, but you can't always have that all the time, I guess. So, I don't know. People tell me that I give too much detail. I mean, maybe not people, but like I feel like people are gonna tell me that I give too much detail about certain stuff, or like I try to overly explain things. But like I don't think I ever actually had people be like, "You give too much detail," or "You over explain things." So I don't think that's ever really happened. I often told that I ask embarrassing questions. I don't think like maybe I've asked embarrassing questions before, but I don't think I've ever been told that I've asked embarrassing questions before. I've made people upset and mad about certain things I say, but like I don't know if anyone's really ever told me that I've asked an embarrassing question. So, like, I can't think of any instance where someone's like, "Oh, that was an embarrassing question. You shouldn't ask that." Like, I don't think I've. Yeah. I tend to point out other people's mistakes. Yeah, but I try to be polite about it. I try to be polite. I try to be nice about stuff when I do that. I try to just be like helpful and be like, "Oh, you missed this or something," or, you know. I don't try to be a piece of shit about it. Okay, so we got scores, but I guess I should do the score first and then look at this. So let's see. Total 138. Language, subtotal 15. Social relatedness 60. Sensory motors, total is 42. And then interest 21. So overall, it's 138. So below 65 is you do not show strong pattern of autistic traits. Some individual traits may still be present. What to do next? So yeah, there's that. But I'm definitely not nowhere near being below 60, so yeah, I'm 138 there. Uh, 65 to 105. Some autistic traits are present, but not consistently. This range often overlaps with things like ADHD, anxiety, burnout. Masking can be a starting point for exploring what's best. Explains your experience. You can also take additional screeners. So yeah, like sometimes with like autism and ADHD, a lot of stuff can overlap. So if you aren't autistic, then you might have ADHD. So, you know, if you think you're not autistic because you think you don't have enough there, then you might want to look into ADHD. So, yeah, but also, even if you think you're not like autistic enough, you might still be autistic because, everyone's different. Like you might just be looking at stereotypical autism and not everyone is like that. Not everyone is a stereotype. So, you know, don't worry if you don't fit the stereotypes. Like, you don't have to fit the stereotypes to be said thing. So, you know, you might just be kind of a slightly different version of said thing. Like, it's called a spectrum for a reason, because we're not all the same cookie cutter shape version of autism. We're, different people. 106 to 149, your responses suggest a strong pattern of autistic traits. These traits are consistently present and align with common autistic profiles. Many people in this range explore further through additional screeners or structured autism screening to better understand their experiences. So yeah, I've been to an autism screening and they were like, yes, you are autistic. So yeah, I literally have a paper saying that I am, and that they're like, yes, we see all these things, we're gonna say you are. So, and then 150 plus, which I'm surprised I'm not 150 plus. Um, Strong alignment with autistic traits. Many people in this range explore further through additional screeners or structured autism screening to better understand their experiences. That's kind of just the same as the other one, but yeah. So yeah, I guess, for all of the weirdos that don't think I'm actually autistic, I mean, this is just an internet thing here, but I feel like, this is pretty accurate, really. So, your score reflects patterns across 4 areas: social, language, sensory/motor, and then interests and stuff. How to interpret your score. This test is not a diagnosis and cannot determine whether you are autistic. It reflects patterns in your responses. Do not your full life context. Not all autistic people score above 81, and not everyone who scores above 81 is autistic. This is why interpretation matters. So, maybe you could do this test yourself, and then someone else could do this test for themselves. And maybe you could do the test for each other, what you think each other is like, I guess. Maybe, like, if you have a friend, a trusted friend, that you want to do this with, and they want to do it with you too. Like, just make sure both of you want to do it, and both of you can whatever. But, like, that would be kind of interesting to do it with someone else, and, like, see how each other scores, and then see how, um, you interpret the other person with this, and then see how your numbers versus their numbers are like. So, like, if you do the test for yourself, and then you do the test for them, and then they do the test for themselves, and then they do the test for you, and see how different you interpret yourself and each other, like, that'd be kind of interesting to look at. But yeah, if you want to try this yourself, it should be in the description. Usually I don't forget that sort of thing, so it should be down there in the description. If you press the see more or whatever, there should be a little thing that says see more under the description or whatever, so yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to find the link if I put it there. So yeah, or if it's not there, you can just look for the Embrace Autism test thing, RADS test R or RADS R. I don't know how that whatever, but yeah, like you can check this out yourself if you want. But yeah, anyways, I guess that'll be it for this video. So bye.